This is a quick video to show you how to produce your working drawings from your Fusion drawing. So once you've finished your drawing, you will have your bodies folder over here. You just need to right click on it and you'll have an option there that says create components from group. Just do that and it will change all your bodies to components like this one. Okay, from here you can just go File, New Drawing from Design. Now the first time you do this, make sure it's on manual. You can do a full assembly just for your orthogonal drawing. Create new for drawing template. From scratch is fine. ISO, millimeters, A4 sheet, and have it on landscape. Okay. The other thing I just want you to check before you do this is your settings. So click on your little login face and go to preferences. And it is in here somewhere. Let me just click through and find it. I think it's this one. This one. Drawing. Make sure your projection angle is third angle. Okay, so if it was on first, which it sometimes is as a default, click the little drop arrow and select third angle. It just means when you send your drawing across to the sheet, when you want your left view, it'll actually give you your left view and not your right view. Okay, so File, New Drawing from Design. Like we said, manual, full assembly. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Millimeters, landscape, click OK. It's opening it up in a new tab for you. Give it a minute. The page will load and it's attached to your cursor. Just click to place and then you can work through the drawing view. So you can come down here, it's in front. You can select the style. So the best one is visible and hidden edges. The scale, you want it to be big enough to read, so you don't want anything super tiny on your page. So that's just ridiculous. So something suitable for the size of the page and the size of your drawing. Okay, that's not too bad. So just see which is best for you. Might be 1 to 5, might be 1 to 10. Just have a look at it and decide. And click OK. Right, so I'm just going to get rid of the title block. Just going to move that down to about here. Select it. I'm going to click projected view to get my top, my side. Sorry, clicked wrong. My right side, and I'm going to come up here for an isometric, escape on the keyboard, and I'm double clicking on that and I'm going to change the style here to shaded. Click close. Okay, now you want to position these so that you've got some room to dimension, and Australian standards mean that your dimensions go on the left of your page, along the bottom. They can also be on the top. They can be here if they need to be. They cannot be through the middle of your drawing. Okay, so I'll just do a few dimensions. You wouldn't put every single dimension on your orthogonal, but you would definitely put like your overall width, height, depth, there, and there might just be a few here you might want to put on. Okay, that's basically it. Now you'd need to export this as a PDF because I'm actually going to get you to print these off later on for the workshop, so you've always got a hard copy with you. But see, it says untitled with an asterisk mark. It says that because it's not saved yet. So I need you to save it now. Because when you just don't close a tab, when you come back into your original drawing you're referencing from, you can now start to add additional sheets to that same file for your working drawings. So starts the same file, new drawing from design. It's manual. but it's not the full assembly, it's just the selected ones. So this is where you can now decide how you're going to send your project across. Now, I think the easiest way is, say, panel by panel. So for me, I would go, how am I going to build this part? I'm going to send across all the pieces of the front panel. Just that. Okay, there's 5 selected there. Drawing, I'm not doing create new anymore. The file I just saved is here. So that's why it was important to save when I said save. Sheet, create new sheet. That's what we want. A4 landscape. Okay. So you'll see down the bottom here, bottom left, there's sheet 1. It's loaded the sheet 2 for me. I've got my first panel here. I'm going to change the scale so it looks bigger on my page. And I'm going to put in the visible and hidden detail. My views. Escape. Done. Now I might just make that shaded. Close. And now I can dimension this. So this is where I would show as much as I can. Where there's a lot of detail, you could also do this. So, here it is, detailed view. So create a circular detailed view of a portion of the design. Select a parent view, specify the center point of the detailed boundary and specify the size of the detailed boundary. Okay, let's give it a go. So I want to show this section here in more detail. From there to there. And show me that much of it. So now I can bring that out over here maybe. Now I can reorganize my screen. I'm going to show the hidden detail not shaded and go scale 1 to 4, name section A, okay. There it is. Now I might even make that even bigger. 1 to 2, close. And now you can see in more detail that there's a rebate there. You can see that there's a dowel joint and you can see the miter clearly. So if there's something with a lot of detail in a small amount of space, you can show more detail here. Okay. Now I'm just going to move this down a little. That across. I might even make that a little bigger. And I can dimension that now. So now I can show this panel full width down the bottom, as in when I add internal dimensions now, from here to here, the biggest dimension goes below, and as they get shorter, they go further closer to the drawing. So full height here, all the way out. You may need to zoom in to make sure you're clicking on the right lines. Now, if you zoom in, you'll also get more control of where you're placing it. and you should be trying to line them up. Click, click, click to place. Okay, I'm going to escape off the tool. I'm going to click this dimension because it wasn't in the right spot, and I can grab this dot and drag it out. Okay, and if I put one more dimension on there, I've now got mathematically enough dimensions to make this front panel, because I can go 350 minus that, minus that, minus that, minus that, tells me what this gap is. Okay, so enough dimensions to make it. From the top view, or the side view, I might then be able to show where this groove is. If I'm going to place it underneath, I'm going to measure it from here across to here. Now, I'm not going to do all the dimensions on here because that's not the point of the video. Okay, so there needs to be enough dimensions on your set of working drawings to build your project. Where you've got round items, you can show your center marks on them. So you just click on the center mark tool, click on the circle, it puts your center marks in for you. That's how we know it's a hole. This is also a hole, but it's this center line here going acrossways. So you want to show it between that line and that line. And so forth throughout your drawing. When you're dimensioning the diameter, you can come to dimensions, and there's more options down here, so you can show the radius of the diameter. Click, and then click to place. Okay. The last thing that's missing from here is some notes, so you can put a title down here. It might be number 1 front panel. Okay. If there's anything on your drawing that is unclear that you might just want to explain with some notes, you can use the text option here. That's important, especially if you've forgotten to draw in a particular piece of joinery. You can put a note off it, okay, like this. So you might go here, and then hit close to lock it in. And you can move it close to where it is. Okay, that's about the best you can do if you've left details out of your drawing. Okay, so I've just put the front panel in. I'm going to click save again. Yes, just save straight over top, and that's saved your first sheet, your second sheet. That's not the entirety of your working drawing yet. You need to then come back to your original drawing, file new drawing from design. Again, tell it it's what you've selected only. Okay, go ahead and click the components you want to send across next. And if you can't quite get the component you need, you can just always orbit to get it, or you can click it from the list as well. Okay, escape to turn off my orbit tool. Drawing, it's not a new one, it's that one. It's going on a new sheet, size A4 landscape. Now, if you've got room on your previous sheet, you can put it on that second sheet. You don't have to waste space. Okay, but I don't, so I'm just going to put it on a new sheet. Okay, it's opened up that same tab again, and it's created that third sheet for me. Okay, and that's all you have to do. So I'll just do this one. Okay, and I can just label all that as my top panel. I always think the isometrics look good when they're rendered. And you could go ahead and dimension whatever your part is for your drawing, okay? When you go to put this in your folio, you can just take screenshots, but make sure you put them in your folio kind of sideways, and it's one sheet per page. And don't forget to also export a copy for yourself too. I'll get that off you at a later date and print them all off in color for you for the workshop.